What is up, everybody? Let's get into a recap real quick. Always a first. Yesterday we went 3-2. Not a horrible day yesterday. Only gave you guys 5 picks yesterday, so there wasn't a whole lot that I loved. Jason Tatum, as soon as Jaylen Brown went down, I knew it was over. I knew that line was a wrap. He hits early in the third quarter, nearly at halftime. Or hits early in the third quarter. As soon as Jaylen Brown went down, I knew it was over. Karl Anthony Towns nearly hit at halftime. He ended up finishing with like 39 and 9. So I feel bad for the people I told, both rebounds and points would hit. But that's the exact reason why I always take points and rebounds, or like points, rebounds, and assists. Because Cat had 39 points last night, right? So he hit his points and rebounds line with just his points. So that's always why I like to take both or one or the other. Because maybe one day it just doesn't get the rebounds. But I definitely, that's why I'm a points and rebounds kind of guy. Ivica Zubac ended up getting a handful of rebounds. He ended up crushing his 9.5 rebounds line. Marcus Smart falls a little bit short in their massive comeback yesterday by the Celtics. And Kyle Kuzma, he sold our 3-slip yesterday because our 3-slip was Tatum, Cat, and Kuzma. He finishes a bucket short. So anytime stuff like that happens where a guy that should hit doesn't hit, I like to go back and figure out why he doesn't hit, right? He didn't shoot the ball horrible. He still shot the ball. He took his shots. Here's the thing. 8 Washington Wizards, including Kyle Kuzma, so 7 Wizards, scored a double figures yesterday. All 4 starters and 3 guys off the bench. Like, what? So, if you think about it, 7 guys minus Kuzma taking at least 5 shots to get to 2 points, or at most 5 shots to get to 10 points. That's 30 shots that other players that don't normally take shots are taking away from Kyle Kuzma. So you'd have to think that if not every single guy that stepped on the floor yesterday got buckets for the Wizards, Kyle Kuzma would have got at least one more bucket to hit yesterday. But, man, that's tough. That's a tough one. Still had a pretty good day yesterday. Some of my picks killed it yesterday. Just a couple of them fell just a little bit short. So we'll get back into it today. All right, guys. Quick little thing we're going to do here. Today is March 2nd. It's a special day to me. It's my birthday. Today is my birthday. I'm excited. And I want to do something kind of cool for my birthday. If you guys are down for it, it all comes down to you. If you guys want to do something cool for me, if you guys want to kind of give me a dope birthday present, I think it is a combination of God and fate here that I am only just a handful of subscribers away from 1,000, and I want to totally hit 1,000 subs on my birthday. That would be so cool. But I don't want to just stop there. I want today to be the greatest day in Take My Shot history. I want us to just kill it today. I want us to not alone just get to 1,000 subs. I want us to try to get the most subs we've ever gotten in a day. The most subs I've ever gotten in one day is 228. I know it's a lot to ask, but let's just try to kill it. Like, if you tell your friends, tell them to sub, post me somewhere so that we can just try to pop off today as far as subs go. My most liked video is 187. I never do this. I'm never going to ask you guys for subs, comments, likes. I'm never going to do this ever again. This is probably going to be the only time I do it. My most liked video is 187 likes, which was yesterday's video, which killed it, by the way. Let's try to have at least half of you, right? If 2,000 people are watching my video, at least 200 of you, let's like it up, huh? Let's break my like record today, which is 187. Let's break my comments record, which is 57. Just 100 of you just say happy birthday in the comments. Let's destroy my comments record. My most views record is now 2.1K, which was yesterday's video. Yesterday's video killed it. So let's try to crush our most viewed record. And I don't want to stop there. Let's head over to the gram. Let's head over to Instagram. The most followers I've gotten in a day on Instagram is 18. Currently, we're 120-something followers on Instagram. So go to my Instagram. Let's pop off on Instagram. Let's try to get to 200 Instagram followers. Let's make today's post that I'll make for the lock of the day later today. Let's make that the most liked post in Take My Shot Instagram, which is only 11 is the most liked we ever got in a post on Instagram. So I feel like you guys can slaughter that. Let's do that too. And let's head over to TikTok. My TikTok is at 144 followers. Let's try to get that to 200. That would be dope. My most liked video is 179 likes. My most viewed video is 3,859. So let's when I make a post later on TikTok today, let's make that the most liked video I've ever had, the most viewed video I've ever had. Let's try to get to 200 followers on TikTok. I'm at 144. So I feel like 66 of you can probably head over there to TikTok and follow my TikTok. And last but not least, let's head over to Twitter. I don't really use Twitter that much. It wasn't something that I was planning on doing, but I know a lot of other channels, they really use Twitter and they have a lot of success with it. So let's pop over to Twitter. I have 20 followers on Twitter. Let's just, I'm going to set it at 100. Let's try to get 100 followers on Twitter. But let's just go crazy on Twitter. I'll post a lot more on Twitter if you guys want me to post more on Twitter. I'll post more everywhere if you guys want me to post more. So let's just pop off today. Let's make today just the greatest day in Take My Shot history. It would mean the most to me. Be the best birthday present I could possibly get if I just popped off today. All right, baby. Now we can get into the bets. But seriously though, let's just blow up today. Let's just kill it. That's like the best birthday present you guys could possibly give me, or that I could possibly get. All right, let's get into the bets. Our best bet of the day. Oh man, it's looking juicy. It's looking good today. Our best bet of the day is going to be a Sacramento King. Give me Domantas Sabonis' pick and roll, man. Give me his lead guard. Give me De'Aaron Fox, baby. Over 24.5 points versus the Pelicans. Now, in his career versus the Pelicans, in his last three games, De'Aaron Fox is averaging 28.3 points per game versus the Pelicans. That's pretty juicy. Also for the fact that, man, the Pelicans give up a lot to guards, man. Even with C.J. McCollum in the lineup, obviously these games that I went back and looked at were only when C.J. McCollum was in the lineup. So, Devin Booker, 30. Tyus Jones, John Morant's backup had a career night. He had 27. Fred VanVleet on a horrible night where they blew out the Raptors. He still had 20. DeJounte Murray, he had 31. Like, what? Like, obviously they're giving up a lot when it comes to guards. In their play. Even the Luka Doncic, they gave him 49. So, point guards and elite scoring guards against the Pelicans, even with McCollum in the lineup, man, they get buckets. That's why it's going to be our lock of the day, over 24.5 points for De'Aaron Fox. Same game, same story, different player. C.J. McCollum, they have his line set at 25.5 points. This is the highest they've had C.J. McCollum in a while. Now, I can see why you might think that's a little bit scary. But C.J. McCollum versus the Sacramento Kings is averaging 25 points per game, okay, in his last three matchups versus them. And when it comes to scoring versus the Sacramento Kings, it comes in bunches, okay? Seth Curry, 23 points. SGA, 37 points, a guy who's on a scoring level with C.J. McCollum. Even Monte Morris, who's not the greatest scorer in the world, but he can pour it in sometimes. He had 21. Kobe White, he had 31. So even though his line is set really high at that 25.5 mark, he's been playing fantastic of late, and he plays fantastic versus the Kings. He even averages 7 assists and 6 rebounds as well in his 3 games versus the Kings. So his PRA, they have it set at 34.5. Is not a bad move, as well as his assists. I think all of C.J. McCollum's lines are really solid tonight. I'm a points guy. I'm going to go with his points tonight because I feel like he'll pour it in. It's going to be a really close game between these two teams as well. Two teams that are like literally almost have the same exact record. They're like 23 and 40 and 25 and 36. So two teams that are literally almost exactly on the same tier level. So should be a good game. Both these guards are going to get their buckets. All right, next up, they just played each other just the other day. It's going to be Philadelphia versus the New York Knicks. Philadelphia versus the New York Knicks. All right. Last game it was able to stay close, which is huge because if we want any of these lines in this game to hit, this game has got to stay close, okay? So we're going to go over on James Harden's 11.5 assists, okay? I also think his 24.5 points is not a bad idea. Also, his PRA is not a bad idea as well, okay? They have it set at 43.5, and Harden could easily get 23, 10, and 10, or 24, 10, and 11. You know what I mean? Like, how can he not do that? So, I think his PRA is not a bad idea. His assist is not a bad idea. His point is not a bad idea. Even his threes, he's hit his threes both games. I just think really whatever your personal preference is. If you're an assist guy, go with his assist. If you're a PRA kind of guy like I am, go with his PRA. If you're points, I mean, he's been pouring in points. He's going to get his points. His three-pointers, he's been shooting it well since he became a 76er. I mean, honestly, it's whatever your personal preference is. For me, I'm going to jump back and forth between assists, PRA, and points. Obviously, he got a lot of assists last game. I think for James Harden to get 24, 10, and 10 that's an easy night for him. But 25 points is also really easy. So it's really whatever you personally want here. I'll probably at the end of the day end up choosing his points, but it's going to be personal preference for you. I think whatever hard line you want, go for it, man. Another Philadelphia 76er, not named Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is probably not a bad move tonight either. But Tyrese Maxey, over in his 16.5 points. I definitely thought with the addition of Harden, Maxey's production was going to go way down, but it hasn't. I mean, honestly, he's kind of scored the ball a little bit better, which is kind of crazy. I mean, when you think about it, because, I mean, Maxey was used to being the primary guy, being the primary ball handler, but I mean, 28 points to 21 points. There's 2 games with Harden at the helm, so I think this is a good move for him. Obviously, he matched up bad. It's a bad matchup versus the New York Knicks, who don't have great perimeter defense. His points is set at 16.5. He scored 28 and 21 both games with Harden. I think this is going to be a kind of a sleeper pick for another lock for us today with Tyrese Maxey's points. Next up, we got Jarrett Allen, and guess who he's playing? The Charlotte Hornets. We know how that went last time. Boy had 24 and 22 or something like that. It's just a matchup nightmare for the Hawks. Honestly, I mean, really, he's one of the better rebounders in the NBA. He's playing one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA. It's not a whole lot you have to go over. Not a whole lot you have to overthink with this one. His line is set at 11.5 rebounds. I mean, honestly, I would have probably took this rebounds to like 13 or 14. Because, I mean, he eats up the Charlotte Hornets for dinner and lunch and breakfast. So we're going to go with Jarrett Allen over in his 11.5 rebounds. I'm sounding like a broken record because the other day when we swept, we had a lot of these guys on our slip as well. But Wendell Carter versus the Indiana Pacers tonight again. Just his last game versus the Indiana Pacers, they played. It was both of their last games. He had 21 and 12. His PR line is set at 28.5. If he doesn't get in foul trouble, he's gonna obliterate this line. He's gonna crush it. I have all the faith in the world in Wendell Carter. 21 and 12 in their last matchup. I think the matchup before that he had like 18 and 16. Like, he's a matchup problem for the Pacers, who still have a lack of interior presence. Isaiah Jackson isn't necessarily the greatest center in the world, so I anticipate Wendell Carter to once again have a big game tonight. Same game. Give me Tyrese Halliburton's PRA. Okay. Obviously, he's been getting up into the 20 points per game range. He obviously facilitates the ball really well. 7 assists, 10 assists, double digits assist. Gets his handful of rebounds, 5 or 4. So he's been crushing his PRA line lately. Again, he plays the Orlando Magic tonight, who don't have the greatest perimeter defense in the world. And in the last game, he had 23, 7, and 5. So he had 35 PRA, and his PRA is set at 30. So he crushed his PRA last game. I'm anticipating him to probably do the same thing this game. It'll also be a close game between these two teams that are more of the bottom dweller teams in the league, but that leads to a good game. So I anticipate Tyrese Halliburton to be able to hit his PRA tonight. All right, guys, that was 7 picks, a lot more than I normally do with this new format. But again, there's kind of a lot I like today. Yesterday wasn't as much that I liked. Today there was a lot more that I liked. One more line I'm going to throw at you guys. Tobias Harris, since adding James Harden, has not played very well. His points line is set at 15.5. This is not a bad under to go with for Tobias Harris. He just hasn't fit in the system with Harden for some reason, for whatever reason, which is weird to me. It really is. But with Maxey playing so well and Embiid playing so well and Harden playing so well, there's no reason to think. I mean, there's only so much buckets that can go around, honestly, really. So under on Tobias Harris would not be a bad move tonight. All right, it is Wednesday. So if you guys are new to Underdog, or if you haven't heard of Underdog Fantasy, I do all my betting through Underdog Fantasy, okay? Underdog Fantasy also has daily fantasy drafts where you draft your best fantasy players, and if you win money and stuff like that, right? If you draft the best lineup. So today is a pretty popular day in the week. It's called Wednesday, okay? So it's when obviously most of the time most games in the week are played on Wednesday, so they do a giant draft on Wednesday, and you just draft the best players of the day and you go for it. So I've had some interest in me doing like draft advice for today. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go down through a couple of these games and tell you guys who I think are the best players to snag from games to get you the most points. Obviously on the day, as far as big stars, if you end up getting like a number 1 pick, Embiid, Harden would not be bad ideas at all. Obviously De'Aaron Fox isn't a bad move. Nikola Jokic versus the Thunder, I went back and forth, but I'm just scared that game's going to be a blowout. So that wouldn't be a bad idea because he's probably going to get a triple-double if I had to imagine. From Indiana, Orlando, we already went over it. If Buddy Hield continues to play well, Buddy Hield's not a bad option because he's going to get you 3-point points. Tyrese Halliburton's going to get a lot of assists. Tyrese Halliburton's not a bad idea. Wendell Carter, like I said, Wendell Carter's a pretty good move as far as an Orlando Magic player. Jarrett Allen, man. Jarrett Allen's going to probably be one of those guys that's going to get a whole lot of points because he's going to get a lot of rebounds, going to get a double-double. So that's another guy we could definitely look at. RJ Barrett, if he's laying around in your later rounds, that's not a bad guy to go with, as well as Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier's been playing very well of recent. And as far as their last matchup versus the 76ers, he had a really good game in their last matchup versus the 76ers. I believe he was their leading scorer. So Evan Fournier is definitely not a bad guy to look at. Maxey, he'll probably be available in later rounds. Maxey's a great option to go with. Looking around here, Brandon Ingram. If Brandon Ingram's laying around, I know because of the attention to McCollum, people might forget about Brandon Ingram, but Brandon Ingram is definitely not a bad guy to think about. Donovan Mitchell, he's been shooting the 3-point ball really well lately. They finally gave him a 3-point line, so I think even him tonight versus the Houston Rockets, he'll pour in his buckets in the first half. He wouldn't be a bad move at all. Of course, there's the big matchup tonight versus the Heat and the Bucks. Giannis plays big in big games, man. If Giannis does struggle, look for Middleton. Middleton, obviously, his all-star on the team as well. When Giannis struggles, Chris Middleton kind of gets his bucket, so Chris Middleton wouldn't be a bad idea. Bobby Portis will probably get a handful of blocks and rebounds, so that's not a bad move with Bobby Portis. I still think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will have a good game tonight. The Denver Nuggets perimeter defense isn't the greatest in the world, but if that game does end up being a blowout, Shai, I don't think will be able to get the points he should. But like I said, the Thunder always like to keep games close, even no matter who they play, so Shai wouldn't be a bad idea. D-Book tonight, obviously, with his increased role as far as a playmaker and as a facilitator as well. Deandre Ayton, sometimes he just has monster games for sure. Deandre Ayton wouldn't be a bad idea. So, don't exactly know how I was going to try to format this. I just kind of went down through here, gave you guys some good ideas for players that you could steal in your drafts, players that could be available in later rounds. Because obviously the stars of the night are going to be picks that I told you guys: McCollum, Fox, Harden, Jarrett Allen, Wendell Carter, Tyrese Halliburton. Those guys are going to be, I'm assuming they're going to be drafted early. So, these other people aren't bad ideas as well. Also, if Lowry doesn't play tonight, Gabe Vincent isn't a bad idea for the Miami Heat by any means at all. Jimmy Butler probably could be a good move. Rudy Gobert versus the Houston Rockets. I mean, Ivica Zubac just tore him out yesterday, so Rudy Gobert wouldn't be a bad option to go with. Want to look for guys that are going to get blocks and rebounds, guys that are going to get steals, guys that are going to get double-doubles. I think Harden obviously is going to be the guy that's going to be the big one tonight as far as just filling the stat sheet, because you're really looking for guys that are going to fill the stat sheet. Yeah, I think that's a good amount of picks for you guys. I don't exactly know how I want this to be formatted. Comment down below how you felt about that, and I can change it up for sure. But those are good picks I think you guys could take with tonight in your guys' drafts. All right, baby, here we go. Perfect 3-slip, perfect 5-slip. I went back and forth, man, because it's my birthday. I want to kill it on my birthday. If you guys show me love, people are going to come watch my videos, and I got to make sure that they win money when they watch my videos. So, today's perfect 3-slip, okay? And again, if you're new to Underdog Fantasy, best player prop betting app out there, if you do download and decide to sign up after seeing this video, make sure you use code TAKEMYSHOT. It helps me out massively. Helps me out big time. Okay, De'Aaron Fox. Obviously, our lock of the day will be on the slip. CJ McCollum will be our second player on this 3-slip. And man, I went back and forth with this, but it just makes the most sense to put Wendell Carter as our third pick for our perfect 3-slip today. Wendell Carter obliterated his line last time these two teams played, which was just the other day, and he only played 27 minutes. If he doesn't get in foul trouble today, he's gonna kill his line. So I love Wendell Carter, CJ McCollum, and De'Aaron Fox as our perfect 3-slip today. All right, and a perfect 5-slip, okay? Obviously, our 3-slip, give me Fox, McCollum, and Wendell as our perfect 3-slip. And then also, let's add Tyrese Halliburton, his PRA, and let's add Jarrett Allen's 11.5 rebounds versus Charlotte Hornets. That is a solid 5-slip tonight. I have all the faith in the world. I never tell you guys picks that I don't have faith in. I have all the faith in the world that this is going to crack, this is going to slap, and we're going to get that money. Let's get it. And just because it's my birthday and I want to go all in today, I'm going to throw you guys a second perfect 3-slip. So we're going to do a second perfect 3-slip, which is going to be under on Tobias Harris, over on De'Aaron Fox, and over on Jarrett Allen for another perfect 3-slip today. I'm going to give you guys 3 slips today just because it's my birthday, so I'm going a little bit extra. Let's get it. All right, that's going to be today's video, guys. A lot more picks today than yesterday, but I'm feeling a lot more better with matchups and a lot more games today than there was yesterday as well. So hopefully, let's slap tonight. Let's kill it today. Like I said, I want to just do the greatest day in Take My Shot history across Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everything. I just want it to all pop off today. So if you guys are down for that, let's do that. It would mean the world to me. Literally, it would be the greatest birthday present I could ever receive if I had 1,000 subs on my birthday. Like, how much cooler can it get than that? Like, that's the man above in destiny, man. So, I mean, let's get this money tonight. Peace.